broke up because he asked me to marry him, but then he asked me to sign a prenuptial agreement, and I said absolutely not. I think that's bogus. I'm not gonna sign a piece of paper that says that if you leave me, I get nothing. Like, no, I think that I should have half of everything that you've worked your entire life for.
So, what do you suggest the women in the West do if everyone's advice is for men in the West to look elsewhere for a wife? What happens to all the women in the West then?
Well, that one study we referenced was said by 2030 or something, 50% of women will be without a man. So that's the direction we're heading, because the men that are looking for those traditional values are starting to go overseas, and then the other half of the men are just checking out completely. They don't want to deal with women at all. So this is going to be a big issue that women are going to deal with in the future as their options dwindle.
It finally appears that men who chose to be single made the right choice because the modern dating world is almost a dead zone. I hear guys saying it's better to not want to find out the crazy your woman is doing than to find out only to get heartbroken and feel disrespected. Let me explain that better. So guys are choosing to stay ignorant, like closing their eyes to the fact that their women might be messing up. They just want to believe in a lie for peace. They say ignorance is bliss. You see, dating or relationships needs two parties to run, men and women, and each party has played a role in determining the situation of modern dating. Modern women have had a really negative impact on the dating world, making men step out of dating and keeping them further from it.
I'm not gonna sign a piece of paper that says that if you leave me, I get nothing. Like, no, I think that I should have half of everything that you've worked your entire life for.
I mean, you gotta listen to this. Women don't hide it, that they are gold diggers anymore. Women are planning to marry and also planning the exit, and they are not hiding it anymore, even from the men. It's like an individual saying, I want to build this business for this number of years and exit for profit. Never in history have women been this out of touch, propped up by feminism and other extreme movements. Modern women have become so unrealistic that they've dismissed countless men as irrelevant, acting as though men hold no value. They chase unattainable fantasies of perfection, blind to the reality of their own flaws. Their egos are through the roof, with hoflation so absurd, it's like Steph Curry's three-point stats in human form, leaving average men feeling like they don't even exist in their world. Modern women are completely out of touch with reality. You've got one girl demanding a 6-foot-tall guy who makes 6 figures and has a perfect body, yet she can't even survive a month on her own. Then there's another one claiming she deserves a high-value man to worship her just because she's been fed the delusion that she's a queen. The level of entitlement, confusion, and delusion among modern women is off the charts. Women turn themselves into liabilities for men, and men are finally waking up to this harsh truth. The harsh truth about modern women is that they demand to be equal to men in every way while throwing traditional values out the window. They want to compete with men, do what men do, and live like men, yet they reject the responsibilities that come with those choices. They rant about the so-called patriarchy, but have no clue how to manage a household or build a family. They live in denial, expecting everything to be handed to them just because they exist. These women are so deluded they believe they deserve the world without lifting a finger. They want to be treated like queens, but put in zero effort to earn that kind of respect. Instead of embracing what really matters, raising a family, supporting a home, or being a loving partner, they obsess over chasing careers and so-called independence, thinking it will bring them fulfillment. But in the end, they've abandoned what's truly important in life, leaving them empty and angry. And here's the kicker. Even with all of this, they're still miserable. They can't find happiness themselves, and they resent anyone else who does. For men, it's simple. What do these women really bring to the table? If they add nothing to a man's life that he can't get elsewhere, why should he even bother?
Men are staying single because it's not men that don't feel worthy of love. It's that they don't trust that women are going to give them the love they feel they deserve. There's ulterior motives, conditions, acts of service they have to do in order to be worthy of such love, versus women just have to be women. Because a lot of the times they use their kitty as a bargaining chip, as a prize to be won. Well, when you use that as a tool to bargain with, then it becomes a commodity and it lessens the value for both sexes. So for some, it's far less problematic to just be single. They respect their worth They just don't feel that a woman respects theirs.
Modern women believe that chasing money and a filled wardrobe through any means necessary is more important than becoming a good partner. Their priorities are completely backward. Rather than contributing to a man's life, they end up being a burden, draining him emotionally, financially, and mentally. It's all about what they can take, never about what they can give, leaving men questioning why they should even bother investing in such one-sided relationships. We can go on and on about the realization that is hitting men across the world. Men are getting the facts established every now and then, that they may be doing the right thing, and it's a terrible thing for society because when men drop out of something, the world must feel it one way or the other. It is not the men's fault. It's better to keep your sanity and masculinity than to be with a woman and be a walking dead. Men now find it difficult to be a man in modern dating. Dating modern women changes men. You will have to be a tough man to maintain masculinity in marriage and relationships with these women. Note that I am talking about modern women, in particular not all women. Men struggle to lead these women because they don't want to respect men in the first place. Before you go on to say that it's the men's problem and that women are right that men can't handle them, you should know that I am a very masculine guy and I have been there, and the best thing to do is to walk away. Well, in this case, they might be right that we can't handle them. I am handling a lot. What I need is a woman who is going to help make them easier, not adding to the weight. On the internet, you see videos of family reversing roles and the men doing funny stuff. You see videos of men scared to ask their wives to prepare meals. It's meant to be funny, but that's what I'm talking about. Let's get real here. How does having a modern woman actually increase a man's fulfillment in life? What can she possibly offer that he can't already get from any other woman, especially for men who want real family-oriented relationships? See, to be valuable, you have to be useful. And the truth is, men's survival and happiness don't depend on women. There was a time when we could consider it mutual, and it is still that with some women, where they add value to the man's life. But women literally can't survive without men. Modern women have now lost this plot. They do not know that their values are only relevant to what the man requires of them. There is no queen without a king, either the king or the father who preceded the throne. So, what does a modern woman bring to the table? Absolutely nothing of real value. If anything, she's more of a burden than a blessing. Modern women have forgotten what it means to be truly valuable, and that's why men are starting to realize they don't need them like they used to. That's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and also click on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. If you find value in my videos, you can show your support through PayPal or Cash App. The links are in the description. See you next time. Cheers.